Oh, we can torch the prisoners. I didn't realize that. You're a naught.
Get us out of here.
I didn't expect naughts.
What are you doing locked up here?
These scientists captured and abused us. They performed experiments.
I thought it was the Taleme who thought that the Nords had something to do with it.
I heard them say that they wanted to find out how we are immune to the Malachor.
Maybe I'm misremembering that, but no, because it was the Inquisition.
Please, get us out of here.
I'll find a way to open this cage.
I want the one who did this to know fear and suffering.
I fucking love you, Siora.
Doctor to account.
Let me guess. All the way... Oh, no. We've been there before. I thought it was going to make me go all through where I'd just been. But no, I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, that takes us back up there. What a confusing mess of a place. Well, I guess that's what happens when you settle in a cave. God fucking damn it, man. I'm so glad I get to potentially rip this fucker's eyes out. Because he might deserve it more than anyone we've come across before. Why did I never check this bit out? I mean, this was kind of blatantly a very important place, right? Yeah, there's no other way. We have to kill. Like, how was I meant to stealth any of them? You know what? Nope, no, I thought I was going to be able to walk through if I was really freaking careful, but that definitely wasn't going to happen. At least we sort of got to do that without any bloodshed on our side. They didn't even manage to shoot at me. You guys are pathetic. And we're getting a shitload of firearms for once, because we never really fight the Bridge Alliance. Or at least, on the occasions, I mean, the occasions we do are very rare. So it's nice to be able to stock up on guns without paying. Hello. This is going to be terrifying. Here we go. Boom! Believe in magic yet, arseholes. Well, I thought that was going to be vaguely difficult seeing all of them. It really wasn't. Why do they have magic potions? Hold on. You're the least magical, like, nation. What the hell are you doing with that?
Who are you? You have no right to be here.
Neither do
I've
you.
come to free your prisoners and put an end to all the horrors that take place here.
I knew this would happen eventually. This all went too far. Dr. Asili, he lost his mind a long time ago.
Oh, so you're not in on this,
But
huh?
what are you going to do with us?
That depends. Are you going to help me?
Then I expect you will be sentenced.
No, please. We only followed the doctor's orders. We tried to stop him, but he is the director of the lab.
You could have reported it to the governor or left this place.
He threatened to destroy our lives. We could not... Please,
Why didn't you
don't
just
look us
rebel
up.
against him? Kill him! You can leave.
What will you do once you're free?
We will try to redeem ourselves and resume our work at the governor's laboratory. That's where we worked before joining
If you
Dr.
don't,
Asili's
I'll
team.
hunt you down.
If
I
your
hope you know
conscience
this.
allows you to resume your activities as if nothing has happened, you may go.
I'm eternally grateful, Your Excellency.
Well, that didn't even improve relations with anyone, but I'm not gonna murder an innocent scientist. Innocent, inverted commas, obviously. Not exactly the most innocent person I've ever come across, but I mean... They were coerced, that much is certain. Now what do we got go- Oh my god, there's so much here. What's this? Torture weapons? Key to the experimentation room?
These poor people lost their lives only a few hours
They're
ago.
not... Very few of them are
They
even
could not
native.
survive this mutilation.
And they were stirred. They were cut up like pieces of meat. May the volcano engulf those who did this.
Well, this appears... Well, what? You're telling me this isn't the experimentation room? We didn't need a key for this. Dr. Asili's research documents. These documents contain hundreds of short but precise notes that describe without any emotion the torture and experiments inflicted upon the native and Naut captives. So it's only natives and Nauts, okay. A few pages are even illustrated with sketches indicating which body parts were amputated on some living subjects to test their resistance, and sectional drawings of the dissected of other subjects.
The sequence of the experiments. There are even sketches. It's hard not to feel sick. This is proof of all the horrors committed here.
It's a very small room, so I assumed it'd have a clue in it. It actually has nothing. Well, I guess there was enough in this room. I mean, this is where quite a lot of torture took place by the looks of
Asili
things.
has locked himself in his office.
Well, that's not going to happen for very long, is it?
Find the...
Little late for that, Siora.
What a surprise to see you here. You finally came to your senses.
Master,
You're so
it's
gonna
not...
die.
Who is this person?
I'm the legate of the merchant congregation, and I'm here to put an end to your crimes.
My crimes? What are you talking about? My work was for the good of humanity. Don't tell me you're crying over some savages. The survival of our species requires sacrifice.
What is your research?
What did you hope to find from all these experiments?
Since the Malachor never reached this island, I wanted to check if these savages were sensitive to it. And I discovered that they were naturally resistant. Do you realize the implications of this discovery? So I tried to
It's not
isolate
worth
this
any of it, man.
resistance to develop a cure in order to send it to the people on the continent. But I doubt that you will be able to understand the subtlety of such an approach.
Subtlety. Amputating
This man is a
living people's
cold-blooded
limbs.
reptile. My brothers
Reptile?
and sisters
What?
were
My
no more than
reptile?
ants to him.
You are a very beautiful specimen.
Oh, don't you
When I
dare.
think of the power
I'm gonna
flowing
burn your
through
fucking
your
face. You
veins.
will melt!
Come
in
on,
my fucking
Aphra,
arms.
my dear student. Will you let these narrow-minded inquisitors decide my fate? Are you not
Inquisitors?
also devoted to science and truth?
Science and truth do not excuse your lack of humanity. I'm ashamed of having been taught by you, and that I didn't warn Burin that you'd gone mad. If I had, we could have prevented all of this.
You disappoint me so much, Aphra. A second time. When I think what I wasted trying to teach you science.
We learned everything we wanted to know. This lab will close, and you will answer for everything you have done.
You think so? Guards, capture these people!
I don't know if you've noticed, I've killed everyone. Oh, you had like 2 guards left, did you? Oh, not enough adrenaline. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, why can't you storm? Oh, I wanted to one-shot him like I always do. What a shame. Did you just manage to kick me? Asili, fuck you. Boom. All his guards went down in one. That was horrific. Oh, he
Think
lived.
of my knowledge. All that I have accomplished. That can never disappear.
Stop him. You'll rot in a fucking cell, you monster.
You will answer for your crimes in court.
But I'll be out soon. My colleagues will understand the importance of my work.
We shall see
Everyone
about
knows
that.
you've gone insane. Aphra will vouch. What have we found here? I get the feeling this isn't the only room. A new cog, brilliant. I get the feeling this ain't the only room. I get the feeling we're gonna find the experimentation room. And it'll be disgusting. Asili blunderbuss. He built that himself? Discovered in Dr. Asili's chest, this powder must be important in his experiments. If we had it analyzed, we could discover its nature. Okay. And Dr. Asili from another doctor. Dr. Asili, I did a good job of having the young governor of New Serene and his cousin take the potion you sent me. What? What? I was very God, right at the start of the game! I was very cautious as ordered. No one else touched it. However, I must admit that I found your request slightly unusual and dangerous. We are allies of the congregation, and I'm afraid they may not approve of our implication in what could be perceived as a poisoning. Did you fucking give Constantine the plague? I hope that in the future you will perform this kind of mission by yourself, rather than risking the lives of your colleagues.
I can't believe it.
I knew it.
Constantine's Malachor
I was right.
caused by Asili. The potion we were made to drink when we landed on the island was contaminated. How dare he do such a thing? And why?
I don't know. I don't know why. We have a key to his experimentation room, but where is it? I don't know if I hate anyone in this game more than I hate Asili right now. And I met Aloysius, and he strangled the defenseless native in front of me. And I think I hate him a little bit less, maybe quite a bit less, than the good doctor. What the fuck have you been doing, man? You might have brought this entire island to its knees, if that's what Constantine's Malachor did, or at least the way of curing him. By binding him to this island, potentially binding the Malachor to this island, you might have destroyed this entire people's livelihood. I hate you so very much. We're gonna set all these prisoners free. And then I'm gonna go on a search for his experimentation room, but I don't know where it could be. I really don't. Let's begin with these, shall we? I wonder what that powder is for. It's a quest item. Maybe I can bring it to... Maybe I can bring it to the governor. It seems like he had no idea about any of this.
Thank you. Thank you. We owe
No
you our
problem,
lives.
prison bar.
Just a little more patience. I still have to release the other prisoners.
Okay. You seem to only be Naughts. Is it more Naughts than native? It seemed like all the ones that had died were native, so maybe he's done with them. Maybe he gave up. Who knows? I mean, we do know how to cure the Malachor, and it definitely isn't his way. No, put away your... I didn't realize that pressing Q drew your weapon. That explains it when I'm trying to, like, open doors and I'm accidentally doing that. There you go.
May the grass be forever soft under your feet. I thought I was losing my mind in this cage.
I must release the other prisoners. You will be out soon.
So if I didn't help to crush their rebellion... Sorry, if I didn't support the natives and instead supported the Bridge Alliance and crushed their rebellion, would we have had this bastard continue his horrible research? Would I not have been able to stop it? Because that's terrible. I'm so glad I sided with the natives. It's potentially like we could have, you know, sided with the bridge and also been able to save the natives and the Nords. Who knows, but...
Now that they are free,
am I glad I didn't?
We must help the prisoners escape this place.
If they leave through the city, Hikmet guards will arrest them.
So we have to find another way to get them out.
Well, I'm pretty sure we know where that is. I mean, I've already charged my way through the entire area before. I just want to know where your fucking secret experiment room is. I still have it, right? Hold on. Let me have a look in my bag, and I'll probably see you guys near where we're helping him out. Well, I can't find the experimentation room. I had one little last once over of the laboratory itself. The experimentation room must be deeper in. Just have to clear the way. Oh yeah, I can now plug in that new cog, can't I? I don't need to go the other way. Easy.
Doesn't work. I need to take a closer look.
Oh, don't tell me I need Kurt to be able to put it back in. Oh, I can repair with craftsmanship, or I can repair with a new cog. That's cool. I like that that's a thing. So I can have either repaired the old cog, or just put in the new one. That's very, very fun. I appreciate that.
I found a way out of the city, but be careful. You are weakened, and creatures roam these tunnels.
Not anymore, they don't. Am I... Oh my god. Is every one of these prisoners going to be Are every one of these prisoners going to be following me? This will take ages. They have to queue up one by one, literally. Oh no, I think they're just going to stay there. Oh, that's such a shame. I would have loved to see an absolute army charging through the cave. It probably would have absolutely not worked. Everyone would have just conga lined their way through, climbing up these, because they can only do it one by one. But it still would have been beautiful, and no one could tell me otherwise. There's literally no enemies to kill. Tirade. Give it up. Everything's still a corpse. Oh, the last one's got Beezor. Beezor, I believe, you can use as, to craft sort of magical gear, if I remember correctly. I think we've definitely done that. One thing I will do is we will run through here, because this is where we didn't go last time. I just want to check it out for, any kind of extra loot. And also, it's probably worth doing this to, save the prisoners a little bit of work down the line. Oh my god, where is my adrenaline gone? I never have the adrenaline I think I do at the moment. Very, very upsetting. How dare you? Alright, here we go. Let's hit up a lovely storm. And then it's time to blast everyone's face into smithereens. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Is that everyone? Or everything, I should say. Now let's go ahead and heal, just so I can have all of my adrenaline back for the next fight. Or I guess I could just boost our armor for no apparent reason, because I quite like having little magical balls follow me around. Right. And is this it? Is this the entire journey? I believe so, other than looting a couple of these arseholes on the way out. Let's go! Wait, I am doing this right, yeah? Okay. Because I know that there's no way back in through the same way if I've got it wrong here. Oh, so when Petrus is, like, smoking and that, it's because of this spell! I thought it's just because he's extra fucking spicy. Are we done?
There you are. You're free.
Oh my god,
You
everyone just
saved
dropped out of the
our
sky.
lives. How can we thank you?
You don't need
We will
to.
never forget what you have done for us on Almenawi.
Yes, we will always be grateful.
We're not very far from the Hikmet outpost. You'll have to be careful.
I know how to reach the port without being seen.
Perfect. As for you, you should take refuge in Vikshadir. You will be safe there, but you should avoid the Alliance patrols.
We'll get there. Qua awalem segven.
That didn't even improve relations with anyone? Oh, come on. Fine, I'll see you guys back at the governor. Do we ever come here not to scream at this bastard? Are you ever not doing something fucking terrible? Right, let's inform him
Your
and
Excellency,
let's give him the benefit
Lord
of the
Desai,
doubt.
and
Hope
to
to
what
fuck
do
that
I
he
owe
doesn't
this
know. Alright, this is what I found in the laboratory.
I've been to Asili's laboratory and what I discovered was abominable. Hundreds of poor souls tortured, victims of horrifying experiments. There were so many dead that a pit had been dug to burn the bodies.
How horrifying.
You don't
I
seem very
cannot believe
horrified.
it. The natives were not the only victims of these crimes.
Oh, that gave us rep with the Bridge
There are
Alliance?
also a number of Nauts.
Noughts? Pardon me for doubting you, but do you have proof of what you say? And have you brought Dr. Asili to me so he may answer these accusations?
Yes, we captured him.
Really? Very well. I will ensure that he is judged as quickly as possible. What was done with the prisoners that were being held in the laboratory?
They were freed. The TheEdgestrikeHD are satisfied and should call off their attack.
What a relief. Finally some good news. How can I repay you?
By allowing me to take part in the trial proceedings. What I saw merits justice, and I fear that the accused will find a great many defenders amongst his fellow savants.
It is a rather novel request, but granted. I shall inform the prosecutor. Let us remember that the madness of a man should not cast a shadow upon the greater sum of his work. His research is perhaps our only chance of discovering a remedy.
That
Would you
I
like to
can
speak
kind
with me
of
about
maybe
any
agree
other
with,
subject?
because then they would have all died in vain, right? Like, obviously never let that shit happen again. But, offer to help the attorney. Well, let's quickly ask about Asili, and then we'll be on our way.
Can you tell me anything about Dr. Asili?
Asili is a man of remarkable knowledge. One of our most
I assume I was meant to
sages.
ask this
You
before we
already
discovered
told
all
me
the
that, Your
horror about him.
Excellency. He is one of those rare men who master alchemy, mathematics, and naturalism with equal assiduity. Anatomy has no secrets for him, and medicine is his passion. Do you realize that it was he who perfected the inoculation technique?
Inoculation? What is that?
A novel treatment that allows us to fabricate immunity to sickness, such as the pox. If any man can find a remedy for the Malachor, it would be him.
Yeah, we should probably stop being so nice about him now. I'm gonna
have to
go, get him
Farewell, my
imprisoned
lord.
for life. So, let's do this. Oh, we even leveled up. What do we get? Just skills? Well, skills ain't a bad thing. Let's go and, level up our one-handed blades, I guess. Which I may or may not ever use. We'll see. I mean, I'm using guns a little bit every now and then. I find the little bit of extra damage kind of nice. And I'll be able to use better ones soon, because I think I'm going to upgrade accuracy next. Accuracy or strength? Probably accuracy, because I'd much rather use guns than blades, because I feel like blades we might be a little bit too far in the game to be able to start using efficiently. Plus, I just don't think they'll be nearly as good as my magic. It's very rare that I'm out of magic, and when I do, or when I am, sorry, I can just pop a potion, because we have so fucking many, it doesn't really matter at this point. And that dude's just gonna keep glitching around, rubbing his ass on the well there, making sure everyone gets a lovely flavor of that water. Right, so, Mr. Attorney, let's see what we can do. Oh, Lady Attorney, fine. There you go. We're very progressive in these 1700s or whatever.
Speaking.
Desade. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation. Governor Buran told me to pay you a visit.
Oh, it is you who arrested Dr. Asili and must help me prepare the trial.
Exactly.
Excellent. We will have lots to do if we want the doctor to pay for his crimes.
Which we absolutely
the
do.
accused has a lot of support. Any evidence and testimonies you can gather will be useful.
We'll have no problem gathering witnesses. His laboratory cells were full of them.
We will call them to the witness box, of course. But be aware that if the victims are natives, their words will unfortunately not carry much weight here.
There were also some noughts. Perhaps I could convince some of the doctor's colleagues to talk.
There was that one we found that we let go.
The word
I'm glad we let them all go now.
Is likely to be the only thing that condemns him. That plus any material evidence you can gather.
I picked up a strange powder in the laboratory. A substance that I've not been able to identify.
You should show it to an alchemist. We need to know what it is to be able to use it.
These documents describe Dr. Asili's work, as well as the horrible experiments he was performing.
Perfect. I will read them in detail.
Perfect.
We will no doubt find something to support my prosecution.
I have found a letter proving that Dr. Asili voluntarily transmitted the Malachor to my cousin, Constantin d'Orsay. I would like to add that I too was a victim of this poisoning.
Did the accused try to take the life of the governor of New Serene? This is an extremely serious crime.
And then just left all the details
saw
about
my
it, just
cousin
laying
and me as
around.
the ideal control group to prove his theories. And no humanitarian or diplomatic consideration could put a stop to his ambition.
This letter alone is crucial proof. I will put it on our file.
If only I could have
Do
got
we
into
have
the
any chance of
experimentation
winning?
room.
Yes, I am rather confident. You have provided overwhelming evidence.
Who the fuck
But
is
if we
pissing
had
in my ear? Do you
witnesses,
hear that?
We would have an even bigger chance of winning.
I will return to you soon.
What is that noise?
The Nauts should be at the port, and the islanders had to take refuge in Vikshadir. As for the scientists, they said they would go back to the governor's laboratory. I should give this powder to someone who can tell me what it is.
I'm just... Someone's literally pissing themselves in our presence and we're not gonna... Listen! Is it gone? Okay, it's gone. That was horrible. It sounded so close. I'll try and turn that down in, in editing. I'm sure you guys don't want urine in your ears if you're a headphone user like me. Okay. Talk with Aphra about Asili. Well, surely I can talk to Aphra right now, can I not?
TheEdgestrikeHD, I'm happy to see you.
As you
Can I
should
do
be.
anything for you?
Let's find out. Talk about her
I would
master.
like you to tell me about Asili.
I was expecting you to come and see me about this. What would you like to know?
What did you know? Well, we know she didn't know anything about the experiment, so I don't really know what this means.
Do
So,
you think,
what do we got
as
here?
your master does, that science justifies all sacrifices?
No. I may have believed that at one time.
How?
Without, of course, ever imagining that we'd resort to such cruel treatment.
Understandable.
But Dunkus, you and Siora have opened my eyes to the limits of science. To worship it as we do in the Alliance does not make us better than Thélème.
Yes, it does. Thélème are idiots, but whatever. What did you know about the experiments?
Aware of Dr. Asili's experiments?
In part, yes. That's why I chose not to be his student any longer.
You could have told us
Why are you
earlier,
saying
girl.
that?
That should have been your
Because I never
fucking
thought he would go so far.
mission. That would have been awesome.
Over time, he became more and more cruel. I found his approach brutal. As if by meeting the natives it deprived him of all humanity. He spoke of them as test subjects, never as people. But there was a time when he was the greatest doctor and scientist in the Alliance. And I clung on to that memory.
You do know that you were captured thanks to him.
Yes, but I thought the natives wanted to trade us merely as prisoners of war. I was blind. And stupid. I regret it terribly.
Would you want to maybe... Hold on, what? Ask her about the need for such a method. Would you maybe want to testify?
In your opinion,
Character
were the horrors practiced
analysis,
in this
whatever the fuck?
laboratory necessary for his research?
No, even if he was convinced of it. General interest outweighs the suffering of a few individuals. He wanted results.
A few,
To
yeah.
the point of neglecting slower, more humane methods.
We know
I
about
hope
this
we'll
from
succeed in
the
ensuring
Alchemist
these
from the start of the game
experiments
as well.
never happen again.
Will you participate, girl?
Would you be willing to testify against Dr. Asili during his trial?
Of course. I was going to talk to you about that. I want to convince my colleagues that we must give up these kind of methods. And even if it costs me dearly, I want my master to pay for what he did. Anything else?
I kind of want to do one of these love asks and see what the hell
You
happens.
often hold strangers at gunpoint.
Only when I'm being tracked. What about you? Do you often track young ladies?
Every Wednesday.
Your journal was surprisingly thorough.
We don't, obviously with Siora, we don't want to piss her
observations
off, considering she's
How
right
could
next to
one
us
not
as
want to
well.
find someone so brilliant.
It could have fallen into the hands of a boorish idiot, unable to understand any of it.
Brilliant.
I'm glad it was you who found it.
Oh, I thought you were being
Anything
a dick about me. I am a boorish idiot. I haven't got a single point in what's it called? Science. There you go. What did you think about the moment next to
What
the
did you
campfire? I
think
don't know what
about
this
that
means.
moment next to the campfire
Oh
with
yeah.
the elders of Vigigador?
It was strange, and a bit frustrating, to be honest. What about you? How did you feel?
Well, we're not going with that, obviously, so let's talk about this.
It was peculiar and mysterious. It was as if we were observing a game without fully knowing the rules. However, it seems to me that we learned a few things, being with them at that moment.
This is true. In my opinion, knowledge should be shared. That's why I'm so impatient when it comes to secrets. But your attitude is wiser. I will ponder the question. You've given me a lot to think about.
I'm glad, Aphra.
Anything else?
Do you have any fellow students?
Did you have any fellow students?
Of course. We were but a small group working with Dr. Asili, but we were encouraged not to get too close to each other. It was more of a competition.
Stupid rule.
Why? What's on your mind?
Why would I ask this? I'm intrigued, so I might.
I wondered if you didn't feel alone at times.
Do you mean intimate relationships? I had a few here and there, but that did not change how lonely I felt. Body and mind have different needs, even though for some they seem to be one and the same. Anything else?
This isn't improving or dropping down a relationship, so I'm not really sure what's going on here.
How did you feel when we visited the cave?
Astonishment, I think. I felt as if I had reached my goal, as if I was finding a long-lost treasure. It was strangely moving, I think. What about you?
I've learned a lot, I think. Actually, happy to
It
be
was a
with you.
moving
Okay.
moment indeed. And I was
That
happy
could be
to
about a
able to share it
friendship.
with you.
The other one in the middle
I'm also
wasn't.
happy I have found someone to share these discoveries with. When I'm with you, I feel as if I'm learning differently, feeling new things, and I'm very grateful to you for that. Anything else?
Oh god, there's more! Why are we suddenly talking so much to Aphra? What did she think of the bond
What do
between the
you
youths?
think of the love that unites those young people? It really seems as if they share something special.
It's true. I don't think I've ever stumbled upon two people that were so close to one another. On the continent, where everything is political, it only happens in fairy tales. But here...
oh wait, so she doesn't believe in it? Let's go with
Do
this.
you ever think that you could become that close to someone?
To be honest, no. Not before I saw this young couple.
What about now?
I do not like to lose myself in vain reveries, but for some time now, I've begun to think that such sharing of ideas and
Aw.
feelings is in fact possible.
Too bad not with
Anything
me.
else?
You can have Kurt if you want. Okay, did the ceremony change the way you see
attending
things?
this ceremony has changed
We're finally
your world
fleshing her
vision?
out. I should have done this
Yes,
ages ago. I
obviously.
thought it was like the romantic
Before
part because the
it, I was
hearts,
so
but I
focused
guess
on
not.
my own knowledge. This ritual made me understand the power of sharing, of emotions, and of the bonds between people. This new vision gives me new perspectives. A whole new life is ahead of me.
She's sweet. Knowledge comes in many forms, I guess. Actually,
I
yeah.
hope I'll be lucky enough to be by your side.
We share amazing memories now. A bond has been created between us two, and I can't imagine this new life without you by my side.
I hope this isn't
Anything
romance.
else?
I don't want it to be. Yay! Just improved rap. Good. Her years spent studying with
Tell me about your
Asili.
studies with Dr. Asili.
He was not always mad, you know. He was a renowned doctor back in Al-Sad. His unusual methods saved many
I love the
lives.
music in the
I was
background right now.
very
It's
proud to be amongst
real
his
fucking
students.
epic.
He taught
Especially
me a
considering
lot.
it's just a
He
conversation.
was a great teacher. He was strict and severe, but he always pushed us to do our best. It's only when I joined him on the island that I understood that there was something wrong. He seemed changed and completely obsessed with the Malachor. You know it killed his wife and 2 children.
That would maybe do
He was so shaken
it.
by that, he no longer showed any restraint in his research. Such a waste. For the natives he massacred as well as for science.
I'm sure. Well, I'll speak to you later, Aphra. That was amazing. I'm glad I spoke to you, especially since we're about to go ahead and do that trial. Convince him not to testify. Right, who can we convince? Have the dark powder analyzed, question the researchers. Let's get a naught first, shall we?